In 2022, the follow and follow method, or what I like to call targeted engagement, which is slightly different, is still one of the best ways that I have found to grow accounts. Now, I would have shown some of the results that I'm currently getting on the screen right now to show you as proof that this strategy does work in 2022, as long as you're doing it correctly. Now, I see a lot of people doing this incorrectly, so I want to talk about that in this video. One of the biggest objections to the follow and follow is that, oh, it hurts your engagement. And I'm also going to talk about a strategy that, when combined with the follow and follow method, is really great for both increasing the followers on your account, but also increasing engagement and turning the people that you target into active and engaged followers of your community. I'm also going to talk about some of the new limits that Instagram has in place here in 2022, so that if you've been doing this strategy for a while, but you've been running into issues lately, maybe you just need to tweak the amount of actions you're taking every hour, every day, whatever, to make sure that you are more successful with this strategy. I'm going to talk about why the strategy doesn't work for most people, the actual limits, how to make the strategy work for you. And yeah, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know in this video on how to be successful doing the follow unfollow strategy on Instagram, or targeted engagement, which I'm just calling it follow and follow for the keywords on YouTube. If you're wondering why you should be listening to me on this topic, I've had an Instagram growth agency for the last 3 years. We currently see around 300 to 1200 new targeted followers every single month for our clients. Here's some of the results on the screen. So if you think that this could be a good fit for you, send me an email. Let's get talking and let's see if maybe I can help you with this service. So the number one issue that I actually see with the follow and follow strategy is that people do not target the following, which is a huge issue. You're essentially just spamming out follow actions, hoping for the best if this is what you are doing. The targeting is very, very important. It actually keeps this strategy from just being spam, and you make sure that you're only targeting people that are going to be interested in your content, in your product, in your service, in your account, and want to become part of your community. So don't just spam out a bunch of follows. Make sure that you're actually targeting the right people. Now, I kind of want to go over a little bit about how the follow and follow strategy works, how targeted engagement works. And essentially what you're doing is you're going to be finding people who are likely to have an interest in your content, in your account, in your community. And then you're going to engage with them to get in front of them to create a relationship with them. Now, there are a lot of different ways that you can engage with these people. You can like some of their content. You can comment on their content. You can follow them. You can send them a DM. You can watch their stories. You can reply to their story polls and questions. There are many different forms of engaging with people on Instagram. The reason why most people opt in to do the follow actions and just the follow actions is that it takes the least amount of time, the least amount of effort, and you get the best results. You get the best follow back rate. You get the best results from the follow actions. So breaking down how the follow and follow targeted engagement works is that you target these people, make sure they're going to actually be interested in your content, want to become part of your community, and then you engage with them in the form of follows, likes, story views, some kind of engagement with them to put your account in front of them so that they can see it and then decide to follow you or not. But now I want to talk about how to actually target people to make sure they're going to be the right people and you're going to get good results back from your efforts. Well, the number one thing is that they're already following or engaging with, liking, commenting on accounts that are similar to yours. If you're a business, go look at your competitors' accounts, look at the people who are engaging and target those people. If you are a niche account or just a personal account, look for accounts that are similar, other niche accounts that are similar, or other personal accounts that are similar. Look at the people who are following those accounts, look at the people who are commenting on those accounts, look at the people who are liking the content on those accounts, and go and target those people. Now, there's a few other things you should do when you're looking for accounts to target or source accounts to use. So source accounts are going to be the lookalike accounts, the accounts that are actually similar to your account. So when you're finding these source accounts, or the accounts where you're sourcing all the targeting from, what you should look for are accounts with less than 30,000 followers. These accounts have the best base communities, right? The most niche communities, the smallest communities. The larger accounts are probably going to have a lot of bot accounts in their following. There's going to be all sorts of issues that you're going to run into if you're using really large accounts. Another thing you can do, but I've been doing this a lot less, is targeting people with more than 2,000 following, or using source accounts that have more than 2,000 following. This means that they've likely done targeted engagement or the follow and follow strategy before. So a lot of the people that you're going to target in their audience are likely to be more receptive to you actually engaging with them, because we've seen that these people's followers are likely from the same strategy, right? I've been doing this for a while and it gets you really good results. The only problem with this is that a lot of bots know that this is happening now. So I kind of stay away from this, because I found that if you do this type of targeting and you look for other people who have done the follow and follow before or targeted engagement, you're going to get a lot of bot accounts, a lot of bot accounts, a lot of DM spam, just accounts that you don't really want. So I've actually been staying away from this targeting, even though it does get you the highest number of results, the best follow back rate from your efforts. What I've been doing instead is I've been looking for source accounts that have really good engagement. So if you find source accounts that have really good engagement, that means that they have strong communities, especially if they have under that 30,000 followers. And those are going to be the best source accounts, in my opinion, right now. Hopefully word doesn't get out about this too much and there's not too many bots that are then targeting these people and getting into our DMs again. So I shouldn't even really be sharing this on YouTube, but what the heck. For those of you watching, you know, you should do this while you can, because it might not be around forever. So if you do target people like this, you look for source accounts that are within your same niche, that already have the audience that you want to get in front of, that have less than the 30,000 followers, that potentially have more than the 2,000 following, and have a good engagement rate. You're going to find the people who are going to be interested in your content, in your community, in your product, in your service, and you're going to be able to get good follow back rates from your efforts, so you're not wasting your time. Okay, so let's talk about how to make the follow unfollow strategy work for you in the year 2022. I want to start off by saying no one likes spam. So don't just go out there and spam out a bunch of actions hoping to just get in front of people. Make sure that these people are targeted. Take your time making sure they're really going to be the right people who you can bring value to, that can bring value to you, and you guys can make a community. You can make a real connection. People like human connection, so make that human connection on the platform. Don't use this as a tool to spam. Use this as a tool to get in front of people that you can get your product and service in front of, that you can really help. This is the only way you're going to get a good, loyal fan base, right? This is the only way that you're going to make that real connection that you can then either monetize or build this community that will help advance whatever mission you have. So when you're doing the actions, the growth actions, or the actions to get you in front of people, whether that's follows, likes, story views, make sure that you're mixing in other normal actions. So normal browsing on the home feed, on the explore page, kind of just to tell Instagram, hey, show them, hey, I'm a real human doing these things. I'm just using the app. I'm not a computer. I'm not an application doing this. I'm a real human taking these actions and trying to engage with my community. So go onto your homepage, go onto the explore page, engage with people there. Just make sure that the only actions, you're not only doing the growth actions, right? Instagram will get weird about that, of course. That's what kind of makes it look spammy if the only actions you're doing on the account are to grow the account, right? Let's talk about the action limits. So the action limits currently is I would stick to only maybe 30 to 40 actions an hour. So when I say actions, I mean either the follow, unfollow, or like actions, or maybe even commenting, right? You don't want to go over that 30 to 40 actions per hour. You stay within that 30 to 40 actions per hour, and then the next hour come back and do 40 more, you'll be good. Now, you also don't want to do more than 300 actions a day. I would stay below 150 of any given action, whether that's the follow, unfollow, or like action, or comment. You want to stay safe, so stay below 150 actions per day, and that 40 actions per hour. You also need to make sure that you're warming up the account. You can't just come out of the gates swinging. You can't just come out super hard, super aggressive. Instagram will get weird about that. So what you need to do is you need to start with maybe 30 actions, then ramp up to 60, then 90 to 120, and keep increasing slowly each day how many actions you're doing a day until you get up to the max amount of actions. Now, if you do this, you'll stay below the limits. Instagram doesn't consider this spamming. If you go above these limits, it's considered spamming. So you don't want to be in the bad graces of Instagram. You don't want to run into any action blocks or any trouble like that. So, and spamming is against their TOS. So if you stay below these limits, you won't be considered spamming and you're within the TOS, which is great. And the TOS is terms of service. So you don't want to go outside of the terms of service because then you could get in trouble with Instagram. So if you stay within these limits, you'll be within the terms of service. So if you're following a bunch of people and you want to unfollow some of them, you should wait at least 3 days. 5 days to 14 days is better, but if you're following a bunch of people and you don't want to stay following all of them, you can wait a few days and then go ahead and unfollow them. Again, you need to warm up those actions and then you can get up to that 150 of these actions a day and cap it at 300 of any actions every single day. What I like to do and what makes my service really special is that we track each of the source accounts we use, each of those lookalike accounts. We track every single person we target and then we track all of the new followers so that we can get a follow back rate on each of our source accounts. I recommend that you do the same thing because then you can see what source account is getting you the best follow back rate, and then you can really ramp up on those source accounts that are getting you the good follow back rates, and then stop using the ones that are getting you a bad follow back rate. Now, a good follow back rate is for every person you target, you want 10% follow back rate. You want 10% or higher. I've seen some people get 30%, which is crazy. That means if you target 100 people and engage with them, 30% are actually following this account. That means that you're targeting the right people. That means that you're actually engaging with the people who do find value in your content, service, and products. And that's really great to see, because if you target 100 people and you get 30 follows, you're going to be growing really fast. You know that you're targeting the right people and you're on the right track. But yeah, refine your targeting over time, improve the targeting so that you can see better results, and make sure that you're actually targeting the right people. You need to communicate with your new followers, with the people coming into your community. Don't just do the growth actions and then not actually try and create relationships afterwards. That's spammy, and you want to really create relationships with these people who are becoming your new followers. Now you can do this with DMs, comments, likes, and I want to get to a really good strategy for increasing your engagement at the end of this video, at the end of this section. So stick around a little bit longer and we're gonna talk about that. Another thing you need to do is have good content. You can't just focus on growth without having actual good content. If you don't have good content, people aren't gonna follow you back. They're not gonna stay following. You're gonna see a huge drop off. So you need to have good content. You need the what's up, Leo? You need to focus on your content and make sure that you're actually providing value on your account besides just reaching out to these people and trying to get them to follow you. You also need to optimize your account for conversions. So when someone first comes onto your page, you should have good content. First of all, you should have some pinned stories, maybe tell a little bit about your business or your account. Try and give them an overlay through your stories. That's a really good tool. Or just setting up your bio to tell them right off the bat the value that you are going to provide to them for them following you. If you set that up, you're going to see a much better follow back rate. The follow and follow strategy is very top of the funnel. It's really good for getting you in front of a lot of people who could be interested in your content and your community, right? But these people normally need an extra push to become consistent engagers in your content. So how do we do this? This strategy is great. So the best way to do this is to actually engage with these people, as I talked about a little bit before. So send them a DM, go and like some of their content, leave some comments on their posts. This is a lot of work. So here's a strategy that I have. I suggest filming a selfie video right on your phone. Just take the selfie video just like this. You want it to look like you're doing it for one specific new follower. What you're gonna do is keep this super basic. Be like, hey, thanks for the follow. I hope you're gonna enjoy being part of the community. If you're enjoying the content and you want to make sure you don't miss a thing, consider turning on the post notifications. They're at the top left of my profile. If you go to my profile, go to the top left. Make sure you turn those on for posts and stories. You're creating rapport with this person. You're sending them this video. They're going to be super happy that you're reaching out and sending them a selfie video saying, hey, welcome to the community. And you're also going to try and get them to turn on post notifications so that they get a notification every single time you post, so that they don't miss a thing if they are enjoying your content. This is really great for helping increase your engagement because you are creating that rapport, but you're also trying to get them to turn on those post notifications. If they message back, of course, message them back. Try and keep the conversation going. It also helps in the algorithm. If you have some communication between someone in the DMs, your content is going to rank higher in the algorithm so that they're going to see your content more often. If you follow all these steps, you could be seeing 50+ new targeted followers every single day, which is absolutely crazy. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.